Hello and welcome, my friends. I think and hope, as usual. Let's see how we're doing here. Looks like we've been going for a few seconds, so that's a good thing. They already tweeted. That was a good thing. Get that out of the way. All right. Still figuring out the Streamlabs stuff. I think I got the top section of the screen back to the way I wanted it to, so that's good. And AKA no fancy transitions. So we got Minecraft, right? And here we go. Necrophagia Taco. Thanks so much to everybody who hung out yesterday in Stardew Valley with me. It was a fun week, right? And for anybody who did, yeah, no real surprise, but my New Year's Eve day wound down pretty dang quick yesterday. I basically hung out until about 8 p.m. and then slept for 12 hours or as much of it as I could. I didn't get out of bed for 12 hours, let's put it that way. I definitely woke up at midnight. There were plenty of fireworks and some kid just running around yelling, Happy New Year's, as loud as he could. So that was that was something, but that was fine. I think I'm improving. I had another one of those negative temperature kind of inversions, right? Like not a fever. I didn't go up, but because I felt by the time I got done with the stream, I was like, "Ooh, this isn't good." So I went and checked my temperature, and I was like at 96 degrees instead of 98.6, 96.2 or something. And that was what I got that last time when I had that cold and all the stuff around the vaccinations and all that. So I don't know if I got something more significant, flu or I don't know. I didn't take a COVID test or anything like that, but something like that where the vaccines actually helped, or if I just got some other variation of a nasty cold. But yeah, no fun. And I'm gonna see how far we can go. Right now, I feel good. A little off and on coughing and that kind of stuff, but. Yeah, we'll see. But sadly, I totally missed out on all the New Year's Eve fun my friends had planned. I haven't really even talked to them to know. I assume they had a good time, right? But it was a bummer. Um, so yeah, enough about all that. What I want to check is, you know what? Hang on. Before we do any of that, I still am working a little bit on the desktop here. Um, and I would love to get a better feel for the. Okay, so it doesn't want to be any smaller than that. And then there's a chat. I don't really trust yet the Streamlabs, so I want to have the window view. It's nice. Streamlabs is great. You can have the chat and everything in there. Hey, there's Ferry. How you doing? I see you in the chat. I don't know how long ago he said that. Um, but I'm just trying to kind of make sure that everything is in sync. For instance, if I look at the timer on my Twitch desktop manager or creative dashboard and everything, hey, how are you? And like I just said that. I'm not good. Not good, Fairy. I got the crowd again. So, yeah. Whatever you just said, I don't know. Anyway, it's about 3 or 4 seconds between the Streamlabs chat, which I guess makes sense. If it's monitoring the chat on Twitch, it's gonna be slower to pull it back over. In which case, I want to be back in Stream Manager, I think, because I don't want more delay built into chat, right? I don't know. Let me know how you guys do it. If you have any experience or perspective, let me know. But Fairy, I'm glad you're here. Happy New Year to you. I hope you got to whoop it up, had a good time. I didn't. I went to bed. A little cold, a little crud, something like that. It's all good though. Going now. We spent a bunch of time in the last Minecraft stream on our bees. They're coming along nicely. We've been breeding them up, getting them all set, and we'd like to double them up. So do another row over here. To do that, we're gonna have to go get more raw copper on the top. I think we've got plenty of deep slate tile and red sandstone that is smoothed out to do the pillars. In trees, we may need to get some more. What did we do with all that wood? Did we use it? We used it all. Oh, it's in here. We were probably rushing at the end there. So we got all this wood. We bought a bunch more carrots. We can take those back over to the base and store them. But the other thing I thought maybe we would set up today, and I don't plan to spend the whole day around here, but I think expanding out from here for the same length as the sugarcane farm, we can do a berry patch because our two butchers over at the trading hall will buy berries for one per emerald. So that seems like a no-brainer, right? So let's go home real quick. We had just fed and bred and everything with the bees, so got a little bit of time. Oh, thanks, Fairy. I appreciate you. Yeah, I hope yours went good. Did you get to do anything fun for New Year's? Get to hang out with anybody, or eat some good food, or stay up late, or were you like me and in bed hours before it was all set to go down? All right. Now we can keep topping those off as we go. So I do think we've got plenty of berries. Let's bring those over so we have them, and well, I don't know how many sections we'd want to do. I'll take six. Six should be great. Yeah, welcome, Fairy. I also want to shout out everybody that jumped in and hung out. We got some, I think, recent days. Again, lots of Nyquil last night, so I don't know exactly. But at some point, we picked up more YouTube subscribers. If I already shouted you out in past streams, I'll do it again. Thanks so much. I appreciate your support. You guys are awesome. I came back here nighttime. I know we were headed over there. We also have to, well, let's just go drop all this stuff and then go find a cave, get some copper. Right? That'll be a good adventure. So I'm just going to go put this stuff with the others. We have, we already built the fires, which is that's what we need all the coal and everything for. So they're all set up. It's just going to be more logs, 4 more bee houses, and planting the berries over there as we're waiting to breed the rest of these bees. And basically, right now, we're just waiting for them to fill up as many of these hives with with honey, as we can. We'll get all that honeycomb, create the rest of the hives, but copper comes next. We need it to complete this decorative top row, and I don't know that we had any left when we were setting stuff up. Let's just go check this bin. I'd hate to go check out more. We need a full 64. 64 times 9 minus 7. And I don't think that's going to be enough, so let's just go ahead and make another deep slate tile. Those we can certainly use on this inner area as well for further decoration and just prettying this area up. Oh, but because we only have to go up 3, we'll have to pillar our way, or we could scaffold, I guess, but that seems over the top. When we can just do this, we'll just pillar our way up for when we actually put in the raw copper. But I think we want to go find some other cave. Oh man, we had enough. Okay, we'll still, like I said, we'll still use it. And for these guys, we don't need smooth for these. These are just regular red sandstone. The tops are identical, so it just saves us the cooking time and coal and everything. All right, there we go. We're already making progress. And we can do many of these as we need or have. There we go. We get one little section done so far. Now, while we're here, also I'm curious, what's everybody doing for their big New Year's Day? I haven't watched any. I didn't even know. I yesterday when I was like, I called my hostess, and then I called. One of my buddies called me. I was like, oh yeah, sorry man, not gonna make it. And oh, by the way, I'm really sorry because most of these people were the ones I hung out with on Wednesday night. Really sorry if I gave everybody something. My bad. Um, you know what? Let's just go. We need a kind of surfacey cave. Did we ever go do? I think we already did. I think I know the answer to this. But did we ever fully explore all this stuff? I don't know. I want to hate myself when way out. Stupid bamboo. Yeah, that's fine. Looking for copper. Copper with fortune won't take us long. I think I already see some down there. This may or may not connect into the lush caves we're a part of. We know about sound levels and everything. If you guys notice any obvious issues with the stream, please let me know. Again, just getting started with Streamlabs instead of OBS, and um, this does seem quiet, doesn't it? Let's kick that up. 80. There we go. All right. Plenty of stuff. Kind of liking it. Now, the trade off here will be that with fortune, we will get even more copper than iron. Because copper naturally, even if you have no fortune whatsoever on your pick, you'll get more copper per little ore block. I just don't want to lose all this stuff. Let's see if we can manage the keyboard excuse the sniffles. I plan to try to go the whole regular old stream amount, but if it gets too miserable, uh, just regroup for a later date. Hmm. 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 Let's go be this way. Also, I don't know how all this interacts. There's been a dramatic interplay between um, the amount of NyQuil I took yesterday, the newness of the computer and Streamlabs and everything else, and the fact that I loaded up Dwarf Fortress a couple days ago, 2 days ago, I think, um, and have kind of just been watching and enjoying other people's content. I've never played it, and frankly, I'm more excited for the part of the game that hasn't yet come out on the Steam version, which is the adventure side of the game. Basically, dungeon crawler, right? Like when we play Dungeons of Dreadmore, and if you select the hard mode there, it says die because dying is fun, right? That whole thing came out of Dwarf Fortress. Dwarf Fortress is now a 20-year-old game. I think 2002 is when it first started coming out. We talked about it a little bit yesterday. I think again pretty fuzzy on my own details, but um, it is a absolute classic and mountain of kind of two different genres, right? One is the kind of fantasy survival simulation game, and all most people need to think about there is RimWorld. But that whole, you are a colony, right? And there's plenty of different varieties of you're in space or you're um, underwater or whatever, right? Now, I don't see any torches yet, but that's not an impossibility. Really, we're just trying to find more copper, and it got us down here a little more quickly. But hey, it's a lush cave, right? Oh yeah, Fairy, thank you. I appreciate it, and you guys have always been so supportive in that. I don't know why. I think it's a part of streaming, right? You're just kind of going all the time, and um, what everybody else would just normally brush off and push through, when you're talking out loud, you tend to notice a lot more, right? If you sniffle on a mic, you're kind of extra aware that people are hearing you do that. So I don't know. Maybe I'm a little extra sensitive, but when that hit yesterday, it was no joke, and it's still very much present. But yeah, I'm not feeling too bad unless the voice starts to go and I start coughing and all that kind of stuff. Like I'm definitely not anything fevery or sub fevery or anything like that at this point. So that's a relief. And since we're down here, we'll take all the coal we can get to. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, man. That was my torch. I needed that torch. All right. Oh. There we go. Just kind of grabbing a bit of everything, right? We're getting nice pockets of stuff. We'll someday use the iron, or, well, I guess we definitely need iron because we don't have enough of it yet for an iron beacon. Uh, Emerald we're good on, I think. Gold we're getting close. We're probably closer on iron than gold, actually, but how lost do we think we can get is the question. Again, I want to stay kind of up high because copper. Ooh, loads of iron on this little venture. That's good. And I was wondering if that wouldn't end. So now that we're reasonably safe, nothing's going to drop on our head. Just kind of clear everything downward. More? Oh. Thought, hadn't we seen more copper up that way? In case you hadn't noticed, I could use copper. Game. Keep talking about it. All right. How did we here? Uh-oh. Already, I can't find my way back. Yeah. Ow. My flame arrow is better than his flame arrow. Oh, come on. Don't like the tall glasses. Glasses? Grasses. Or the big drop-offs. Very, very, very lost. Well, trying to kind of keep everything going in the same circular direction. So that should help. Oh, inventory's getting there, not too bad, but we need a few stacks of copper. Like here, does that loop back up? If it did, this is the way we would get back to where we've already been. So kind of explore it out first. Oh, excuse me. The burpee stuff I offer full apologies for, with the understanding that yeah, it's just happening. Okay. Uh this okay. This is a torch, so we just did a little loop there. This is our back to that first chamber that we were going around the corner of. But then there was this little canyony thing. Wait. Oh, first of all, here's some copper. Sensory overload. There's too much. I think that must have been something I pulled stuff out of. Here? Was this it? Now I'm getting lost. Not just like, oh, yeah. Ooh. Ooh. Copper? A little low, but copper would be fun to find a dungeon somewhere too. A dungeon tall enough to actually use. We found a couple. There's a skelly one right by our basement. Yikes. But it was too low for us to be able to do much with. And now here we are, deep underground, where copper is very unlikely to be found. But there's some gold. And if we really squinted, we might see a spot where we'd been previously. But I don't want to waste all that time. I want to get these bees knocked out. We've been working on them a couple different streams now. So let's come back. Oh, there's some copper. A little more gold. There. Now we came in there. Just double checking. Hmm. Put that torch over there, apparently. Torches everywhere. But not enough to drink. Something. Water everywhere, but not a drop to drink. That's the actual line from something. Extra torches. I know there's some more down there. All right. I think we can shortcut that whole area and loop by just coming back this way. This is kind of where we started. Up there-ish. No, maybe down around here. All right, we did all that. This is where we came in. I'm just going to do that so we got lots of visibility. Iron. It's down a long way, my friends. Hmm. Hmm. I think maybe we need to turn back. What do you guys think? Let's throw it on a bed. Not nighttime. Very, very lost. Mm. All right. Was there anything else? I don't think those look very cavey. All right. Well, that seems good then. Oh, it's all this stuff that I just probably intentionally was like, oh, let's go find out how far back this goes. Went quite a ways. Here, there. More iron. Oops. Got all this. Doesn't look like it has lava underneath. Didn't. Ooh. Go. Um, 4 we need it. Full, 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 full. Switch out. And I don't think we're going to run into too much more bamboo down here. We might get more of all these. Okay, we got to go down, battle this skelly. Up our copper. Maybe here? Here, 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 here. Alright, a few little odds and ends. Still had that lapis up there, but another little cave. I think that's enough to get back out. Copper? You guys got any copper? No. Iron though. Gold. Definitely thought I heard some monstery types. Ooh. Done. Loads of creepers. Come on. Oh, this is. That's when the creepers show up. When you get all frustrated at a tool and you're like scrolling back and forth just trying to pick it up. Ooh. Try to go out where we can see a few more of them. There were more. Go fish by the dozens. I thought that was a XP bobble I was trying to catch. Still haven't done very well finding deep dark yet. Well, this caving is kind of fun at this point, so maybe we'll keep up those efforts. All right, I don't see any. Oh, I wasn't gonna come after you, gold, but you're right near the diamonds. I gonna drown? Yep, perhaps. Oh, dude. All right. Oh, and I didn't even get the diamond. Because it's diamond. Ah. Hi, Axolotl. Back to the gold here, where we first came in. And I don't know that there's much reason for us to be down in this hole other than it's a big hole. But I don't see that it obviously goes down to deep dark or anything like that. So, enough. If we can find more on our way out. Don't really feel like we have enough yet, but if I'm true to my normal, oh, I totally overlooked a bunch on the way that we discover on the way back, then we'll be all good. And this would seem to be back in the same larger chamber we were looking down on. Just not the right height for much copper. There, here. Uh-oh. Think I know where I wrong turned. Here. Wait, this is what we came into and explored. Did we get to this point? Down here. Oh, and then it was here. Yeah, I didn't mark this very well. All right, we go here. There's still that lapis we want to get. Right here. Okay. Would seem new. Let's go double torch just to get us back to this point if we need it. Come on, a little more copper. Not even asking for gold, although we'll take it. Because it's gold. It's just a little hole. Well, this should be getting back up to the kind of copper bearing levels we need, right? I just running past some. Ooh. Stop for a snack. You guys got your snacks with you? Don't want to be Minecrafting without no snacks. What's the New Year's Day snacks? We got any Anybody else do the black eyed peas? I guess that's the first question. Can this open to more? Right, that looks like some wall over there. Watch, we're gonna like burrow our way to something we've already been at. That would seem typical. Closer. Cool. All right. Cool with me, Cole. Sorry, I know we're a little dark here. Let's go light there. Quick little block break here. We know that's full. Fish, dripstone. Some of these we can just temporarily get rid of. More big stone. Um, hmm. Diamond's probably unlikely. The mob loot doesn't really seem that unlikely. We've gotten more, all these things we're going to run into. I mean, I guess we could for gravel and everything as well. Uh, well, I guess kind of a what the heck. Let's drop everything we're not actively searching for and just have the inventory available to grab it all as we go again. Most of this should fit back up. That didn't fill any stacks. All right. Remember, copper, you're going to be all over the place here, right? That was our deal. See all the copper? See how right I was? Stuff I knocked down earlier. Copper? Copper? We've definitely been down in some of those. Didn't it used to be a thing that copper was kind of. Oh, that's us out of torches. Well, I wonder if that was a baby zombie. Um, hmm. All right. Oh, and we can get all this coal. And all the stone that I didn't realize I was no longer grabbing. Coal! Always take coal. A little bit of XP out of it. It fuels everything. There. There. double torched, right? Never did find more copper. There was the gravel we broke through. Because, why not? And maybe there's copper connected to it. Wasn't, but there's some. How many times would we absolutely beg? Oh, I don't have torches. Absolutely beg for there to be iron and only find copper. And now this time it's reversed. Oh, there's some. All right. We're kind of near the surface, I think. Yeah, we came down here, we searched, so we had been coming from here. Uh, maybe here? There we go. Not too lost. Let's just try to sleep. Get our bed back. I don't think anything fell too bad. 20 some. Well, that was good. Right close to the base. Now, I think maybe we just dropped. Uh, no long trip back either. Hi, villagers. Hope you're all doing good. Here we don't need to do too much fancy processing. We do want all of that. And we'll need this and this so we can get that. It doesn't matter too much because even if it just all piles up on the ground, we can go dump other stuff in the shulker box, get it back. Boom. And we have 20 some blocks. 29 maybe? That seem right. And we got almost 3 blocks there. And if we, speaking of blocks of raw copper, there's 20. What can we double stack in here? So where did I get saplings? I didn't even chop down any trees, I don't think. 20. Probably have to get into the raw ore. We think we have one of each of these. I can't remember what. There was a couple of one-off ores, right? Just to be safe. Oh no, this is dumb. Copper, copper, iron. I don't remember if all those were good or not. All right, this should give us a good count of what we need left. We had 7, so 64 off 27. Maybe. Wait, what did I just say? 67 out of 64. I believe we'd have 17 more to go. We'll see though. Yeah, so 5's in between, so 7, 12, 13, and 4. Math was right, believe it or not. The head is cleared enough to do very basic math. All right. No, wrong stack. And rain. So just as we're finishing all this, it will rain, and then our bees will all be inside. That's okay though. We can shear all the hives and get the um, honeycombs that we need to make the replacement hives. Oh, we'll need to go on our trip, right? Go look for more bee nests. We need a dozen bee nests to finish out the natural original occupancy. But we can't craft those, so those we have to go find. So go for a flight. But it is going to take a little bit of time for all of this to populate back through, right? So while we're between breeding cycles on the bees, we will just work on setting up those berries, and if we need to, work on some more decoration in this area. Block. Oh, that's that's not ideal. You guys are totally gonna try to. Oh my god! I guess I didn't even need to be up there, did I? Just for the first one. All right, easy. Oh, dude. I'm trying to do work here, guys. Can you? Oh, I haven't seen one with a banner yet. We might have gotten lucky. We don't want to shoot the banner guy until we've arranged for some milk, because I don't want to accidentally trigger a raid right here. Wow. Go. And I don't have torches. I think we confirmed that we can stack these into blocks of raw copper ore. Oh, there he is. Zip, 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 zip. I will take your abuse, because I'm the bigger man, the better man. Ah! All right, come here. Neener, 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 neener. I'll get you good and far away. Come behind me. Come find me behind this tree. Okay, and then we have the bad omen. That's what it is. So if we get rid of that with drinking this milk, then we won't trigger a raid if we go back over near our villagers, right? Because they are just as prone to triggering raids as the traditional villages we find out in the world. And then we'll grab up a little bit more milk in case that should happen in the future. Milk back here. And probably we're going to call ourselves good on the processing of ores and such right now. Unless anybody really wants me to process through the loot, in which case we got plenty more back home. All right, these two go away. Hey, pets and animals. That can go there. Pick that up. Pick that up. Yeah, they're fun, except when they're in your base. I don't want a raid to blow up in the middle of my base. Especially not my fields, right? You can kind of make a base that's all designed to handle it, but you don't want them, one of those, what are the bull dudes? Vindicators hopping around, crushing all your crops and stuff. Scash! Oh, I do like the excitement. I don't know if the oh, see? Look at that. I did right. What did I do with them? Oh my god. Oh, I put them in here, didn't I? Ha 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 ha! I did something right. Nee, 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 nee. I grabbed a piece of ore that I needed. I think that the diamond we grabbed was in deep slate as well, though. But we can add these to the to be processed sections, and then no redstone, deep slate lapis we got. The deep slate diamond is what's easy to get. I was hoping the redstone maybe. So still emeralds and all the rest. And we are kind of filling back up there, aren't we? Copper. I mean, I guess we could cook all this right now. We're going to be over there with the bees anyway, right? This gets stacked. What else did I need for bee time? Speaking of which, and how did I miss all that iron? My shears and everything are over there. We brought over the what did we bring over? We brought over the stuff. The berry stuff. The dirt and the berries is what I was trying to come up with there. And we... So we could do that. That and that. I guess the bone meal. The rest of this should really go downstairs. So I'm not going to run downstairs. I'm going to... Well, it's nighttime. Yeah, I guess we can shortchange ourselves on sleep a little bit, run the stairs. So, Skash, how you been? Why am I using the raw copper for the beehives? Just to a cosmetic choice. I kind of actually like using the honeycomb blocks. Well, I've never actually used them. I've never used the copper either. Just something different. I think it kind of, my idea was that it kind of tied together the deep slate, the darker kind of veins in those blocks with the kind of orangey red of the sandstone. Um, wasn't quite as good a match as I'd hoped for, but just a different block. I don't see that many streamers and content creators using the raw versions of blocks, so just a little something to mix it up. And odds and ends bamboo there. We should maybe. I mean, we've done the mansion, so we got our stuff. Maybe we should do a raid though. We could do a raid. Go find a. We should really do is find a place to set up for raids. I'm saying all that. Guys who don't know, who weren't here yesterday, I did end up. I don't know. I'm not like at death's door or anything, but I definitely ended up a bit under the weather after the stream yesterday. Okay. Um, if we're gonna maximize our B time, let's go ahead and cook these as we talk about normally doing. We'll bring that back over. I didn't realize I'd cooked all that. And I'm never going to get those berries planted. Wait, I don't need these at all. They're far better to save for XP, but all the rest of the stuff we can eventually use. Oh, you're the one I need still. Still got our fortune pick. Now we sleep. Then we'll go over. Still tweaking drivers, huh? How's the cooling going, Skash? You getting that PC all dialed in? Uh, I've been fighting some kind of phantom dinging alert on my PC. Uh, it had started just a little bit before the last stream, but it was getting worse and worse today. And I don't know if I turned off Steam as a notorious culprit for that, right? Because if you let it, it will ding and dong every time that your friends go online and offline. Now, I don't have many Steam friends, which is fine with me. Again, I don't multiplayer games. Went the wrong way. Um, but I did just set up Dwarf Fortress, and I think a lot of it was it notifying me every time I'd accomplish something, right? A new game, Steam is like, oh, you got all these notifications during your play session. So I think that was a big part of it. Ding, 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 ding. Um, and I don't know. I don't know what other sources there could be, but I'd done that and it was still dinging. I don't know what else has that alert notification sound. So going a bit bonkers. All right, you first. And you'll go. Well, I guess it already went into there. Now, shulker box down. Do I have anything to repair? The pick a little bit, I guess. Let's do all that stuff first. Pick in the offhand. Bundle them all up or pile them all up. Like kids with blocks. cooling okay, but my wireless keyboard and mouse are having issues when I play this game. Huh. You know, I'm currently not on wireless, but I've had issues with my various wireless mouse and keyboards that I've often artificially replaced batteries without needing. Uh, this keyboard gives me enough issues with having really flat, amorphous keys, so I always hit the wrong ones. But all right, keeping an eye on the regular pick. We'll just top off everything. See, the lapis gave it a huge jump. Redstone, there's the next one. Should be one more little knock to have the. There we go. There's the regular pick fixed, and again, these should be even quicker to go. We can certainly get them all through the trading too, but since we're doing a tower's worth, to the axe. And of course, any dings that we'd had on our armor all got taken care of there too. I wasn't even looking. And from there, it's just XP, extra enchanting, if we want to do more of that. And zoop. See, I told you the keyboard was bad. It has nothing to do with my typing. Mm, 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 mm. All right. There. 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 I don't think we're going to run into too much of an issue there. Now we can go coal. See if we can resupply all of our furnaces here from all the cooking we have been doing. So, Skash, did you have a good New Year's Day? Being further ahead of us, got all that taken care of. Knock on wood, the throat is holding pretty well. And knock on wood, I didn't have to take any Dayquil yet. I hate the medicine-y head feel of Dayquil. All right, just because it bugs me when I'm looking at it, not having it in place. Get that totem back going again. It's too hot. Couldn't enjoy a game with friends. Oh, I'm sorry, man. For you guys, days are getting shorter. Right? Bonus there. For us, the days are finally starting to get a little longer. Of course, I've not been really. I mean, it was beautiful yesterday when I was out. Um, I don't know. My thermometer here outside my door has been saying that we're getting up into the upper 40s. Um, the little weather thing seems a little lower than all that. Blocks coal, bonk, and I don't know who's been getting the most of late, but seems good. A little bit more to take home there. And then we'll do gold next. so we can switch out a single furnace to gold and then do the iron across all the rest while we're tending to the bees and the berries. The bees and the berries. Just couldn't be bothered with them being asking them for help, and they just oh man, that stinks. Yeah. But I don't know what's going on with the friends and all that. But yeah, I can. If it was with the computer or whatever, you were looking for guidance or insight, especially if you know that they've done similar things in the past, then yeah, just dropping in for a game hangout, a little less appealing. I gotta tell you though, I can see the appeal of Dwarf Fortress. I never really played it, never really got into RimWorld or any of those. Particularly with like I've never bought or used RimWorld there, but from what I've seen, it, it's the part where the game starts to get tedious to me is when it sees you've done something and therefore throws something completely random at you, um, to kind of balance the score, right? And that part gets old to me. I love Civ, older version of Civ. I haven't played the last one or two. Um, that kind of feels the same way a lot of times to me too. It's like, oh, all right, well, I just got all my military set up, so now you're going to throw a cultural thing at me or something like that, right? It's like, okay, just give it a break. But from what I've seen and heard described of the depth of Dwarf Fortress, um, it's really built in that the game has you are just a blip, a one more data point on what the game is already managing as the simulation. So yeah, it's going to be hard, and yeah, losing is fun, all that good stuff, but it's not gonna throw you stuff, um, just based on what you have or have not prepared for. It's just going to throw you stuff as it does its thing, at least as well as I understand it. That part is appealing to me, but there's so much to learn in managing all that stuff and just how do you go in, right? Like, um, I know I need to go get some animals. How do I do that? And what do I need? Any of those when you're new to those types of games can be pretty tedious getting that point up to functionality in your own brain and within the games themselves. Um, oh, in a game. Oh, yeah. You know my take on it, Skash. Just don't play that part. That's what I. That's a big factor. It's certainly not the only thing, and I think that there are. It's just a matter of finding people that support your playstyle and have the same approach and all that, and balancing skills within a game, and then yeah, sometimes people just have bad days. Sometimes just like in real life, right? They meant no ill will. They had no intent. They didn't realize whatever it was they were doing was getting frustrating, but it ticks you off, right? We all get ticked off at our friends or our family or whoever, right? And that that can stink. But yeah, that's why uh, among the secondary to the fact that I might get pulled away and leave everybody in the lurch, but dude, I don't know if I'm annoying you guys with my play or if you've got the tolerance or patience to put up with it. So few multiplayer games do have any tolerance for kind of bringing people along and and building them up like that, as opposed to like, oh yeah, we gotta go. Sorry, and for me, it comes out of skiing, right? Snow skiing in RL snow skiing, right? Um, when I was like, I skied a lot as a kid back home, little kid, and kind of just point the skis downhill, no fear, going off jumps and all that kind of stuff, and for the areas where I grew up, it was all good to go. But um, that gets a lot. Sorry, tougher when you're going down a mountain, right? And the run that you're going down is could take some people half the day just to get down. Depending on your skill and your fitness level and all that, you could be there on basically until the lifts go, just working your way down safely and calmly and confidently and all that. Um, but when you're going with a group or whatever, and some of those people are really good, they'll maybe stop and wait a couple times when you fall and your skis all go off and you're like rolling around trying to gather up all your stuff and all that. But eventually they're going to say, hey, um, we're going to go do this run again, right? And it kind of depends on the personalities. We're going to go do this run again, and we'll see. You can wait for us at the bottom, or you can just keep going. We'll catch back up to you, or we'll meet you at the lodge for lunch, or we'll be at the car on the way down. And if you ever dare to say slow down, and no, don't fall, keep up, don't fall, right? And it's that a lot of times you can sense that it's not someone's ability or skill. They've got everything they need. What they don't have is the confidence to just start going faster. And that's a big part of learning how to do that. Now, how far does any of that equate to video gaming? Probably not very, but that whole you just got to know where the people you're hanging with are coming from. But man, if it's a crew you've been with a long time and your character loadout or whatever is just different than theirs, you're trying to get into a new game and they're just like, yeah, no, we're gonna go kill the beast and you're gonna death loop while your skills are nowhere close to ours. But hey, keep throwing those heals at us before you die. Yeah, that's just using you. That kind of stinks. So anyway, let's go drop off this smooth sandstone and shear our bees. Oh, dude, they're back again. They really want to battle. Uh, right into the mic, that pre-burp. I don't know. I hope I got it out of the way enough for you guys on the post-burp. All right, we need a fresh one of those. These are good. And switch you. How did I not get that iron? Oh, man. All right, here we go. And ooh, look at that. That's a full section. Good productive bees. Full section. Another full section. Smaller section. And now we're getting across. Fewer bees to have spread down this way, but I'm happy to see that some of them are getting settled, productive. Yeah, then down there. All right, we got to come this way, see if we can grab up more of these honeycombs. I think the biggest batch we've had so far has been 19 hives or bee houses. Any else in the flowers here? They do like to hide. Yeah. Oh, Valheim. Yeah, that's right. You've been playing Valheim. I remember that. Look at us go. All right, I think all of this was good. All right, we're just waiting on the net. Nope. Two down here. That's why we came all the way down, and we'll work our way back. Two. And uh, doesn't matter too much. All right, there we go. Now flowers. And all of our past bees should have had plenty of time to grow up. While we're doing this, hopefully the gold and the copper, at least of those, has finished. And then we can get more iron going in the furnaces. We'll try to process that last little bit of ore I totally overlooked. Right in the middle here, it does get a little tough to see which ones are little bees and which ones are big bees. All right. Let them do their thing for a bit. Back over here. Yeah. One of the first that I recall having played with that kind of a mechanic was one of the early Might and Magic games, I think it was. No. Like trying to stack more raw iron bars into a full deal. All right, our copper. Copper's good. Iron can go away. We've still got all that iron to get in, and now we can swap you. Swap you. Come on. Teasing me, iron. There we go. All right. I think I'm a little impatient here. And you're still on copper. All right. Well, that can go away and that can go away. Go over here to sleep away from the villagers or the monsters, zombies. Our little raiders over there still over. Hey, El, how you doing? Welcome. Happy New Year to you. El, I doubt it will make you feel any better to hear this, but I recaught the crud, so I'm right back there where I had been before the holidays, and can relate to you. Your reports of, oh yeah, I was over it, and then it came right back again. So, uh, but I'm hoping, fingers crossed, and all that get through this one pretty easily. I took a bunch of cold medicine-y stuff and went to sleep last night, and even though I woke up and did a little tossing and turning and all that kind of stuff, I didn't really get up for 12 hours. So hopefully that will do it. Uh, Now, this is an edge. So we're just going to dive right into starting out this next one. I think we'll take the 3. And 3. I think this should do us. Still working on the bees here, El. Yeah, oh, I know it does. I know. Yep. I started my day off with hot tea. I've now got some coffee over here and some water. Basically, just trying to super hydrate wherever I can. All right. This was a little weird in that it was 5 wide, but if we do any more fields, they're going to start up right there. So this would be our entryway, and then our berries are going to go all the way down here. So let's go to the end of our sugar cane. At least we're conveniently close to the bamboo storage here. Oh, I know, we're going to replace these anyway. All right. That was 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. All right, so those will be our boundaries, and then all the rest of this will be our placement of berry bushes. And I think we'll go, well, let's take another one of these. Just to be clear. So if we went, I guess I should do it here. We don't need water for berries. That's nice. If we went, oh, this is okay. I was worried that was going to be coarse dirt. So all of this could be dirt, and it could go there. Yeah. Well. Does that maximize us? So we would have berries on top of each of these and walkways to go up and down, right-clicking on our stacks of berries and go from there. And then we'd have the 3-wide path on the other side of our berries. And they'll be as long as our sugarcane plot is. Jenny, how you doing? Warm milk with honey and soda. I could see how that could help. I think that would be the mess on mine. I don't do well at warming milk on a stovetop. That sounds super perilous for me. I usually scorch it, right? And then it just becomes a big old mess. So, yeah, maybe that one isn't specifically for me, but not because Because I think it sounds gross. I'm sure it would be wonderful. It would just be one of those where, like, especially if I'm sick, the boiling water is seems like a chore to me. Much less gently warming milk. Um, kind of like the well, got 11. I just was deciding I didn't want that there, but I kind of love it between. So like instead of here, we just go with regular sandstone. And then we're gonna do here. But I don't know if I'm gonna have enough sandstone to fill all this back in on hand here. We can always mash it. There. Like food soda. Um, there you go, negative 21C. So there's somebody happy to see me. I said hi, Jenny. Jeez. What the heck? Good gracious. Happy New Year's. You know I'm delighted. I am trying to keep from hacking and or losing my voice, so I have to end the stream early because I don't want to do that. So a little low key. My New Year was spent in bed. My New Year's Eve, I guess. My New Year's Eve party was it was sleep centric. There. So yeah, I apologize in advance. I'm not trying to be dismissive of anyone. You guys are all awesome, and I hope your guys' New Year's Eves went well. Just because mine was a little subpar on the excitement doesn't mean any of yours should have been. All right, does that look? No, we got some over here. There. Okay. So now we can just take down this, replace it with the dirt that we put over in the chests over there, and then we'll just have to go get the redstone and the deep slate tiles to do the the bark. See it in your head, but I don't know. Yeah, a baking soda is what we call it over here in the States. Is what I read that as. It, I put a little baking soda into tomato sauces and like meat chili and things like that because it settles the stomach a little bit. It cancels out the acidity, I think. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not the best food science guy, but I think that's what you got going on there. When oof. But yeah, that I think that's bicarbonate of soda. But yeah, I had some tea with honey in it. Got coffee now. Coffee for the stream. Uh, did pick up some soup when I was at the store, so got some of that. And yeah, otherwise, it was kind of weird. Like yesterday, I had the irritated like nose and throat and all that kind of stuff, but I wasn't like draining or coughing or anything like that. And when I took like I was out of the overnight cold medicine stuff, so I got some more of that. And there was like regular or super mega strength, and I was like, I need super mega strength, I think. And it was crazy. Like when I anytime I take one of any of those things, I usually like will go and the whatever they put in it to make you go to sleep will knock me out right away. But then more often than not, I wake back up like an hour or two after I've taken it. And when I did, that was at about 10 p.m. It was like I could feel the anti cough, anti sore throat medicine like actively working on my throat, and it was kind of disquieting. But needless to say, I didn't stay up all night coughing. A little more of a cough today, but not so far not too bad. If using the voice gets that out of control again, I'll use a short leash on myself. I will call an end to the bee shenanigans and get healthy again. But so far so good, and let's just hope we get all the way through this. So far, it's been good. We've made it through another breeding of the bees, and that all seems good. Their hives should now be close to ready again, although we may need more lumber. So yeah, let's put extra of that back, and we can go ahead and dump all this sand too. The bees do appear to have done their bit. Forgot to put the bamboo away while we were down there. Oh, this is what I hate. You walk up to throw the eggs, and you pick up twice as many as you had in your hand. All right, bees. Let's get busy. No, I know you've been busy. You've been so busy. Look at all your hives. They're all filling up. That one is still 4, but 5, 5, 5. Oh, so much glorious honey. 4. So those were only 2s last time. 1, 2. Getting there. All right, you guys, like we speculated on last time, we're going to breed you down here just in case. Oh, look at that one already has resonance. Awesome. Yes, we got to keep trying to spread them down this way, but they keep cycling in and out of the hive. So like, even though we started here, these guys are all ready to join the fun. Bop, bop. I hear you bopping. All right. Good there. Keep letting them fill for a little bit. Let's go back over to our furnaces. Anyway, do y'all have any game recommendations? I was about to buy It Takes Two, and then I realized you need 2 players. Here's the one that I bought. Not for everybody. And quite honestly, the part that I'm looking for, that was the same spot exactly where we got this bone meal the last time. What's going on there? So weird. Anyway, dump that off. Whatever. Now, now we're just in cleanup mode. Hey, look at that. We even got more level. All right, that stuff's all good. We do need more lumber, so let's go ahead and make a trip home. But yeah, Dwarf Fortress. Um, Crazy complex. I've had it for a couple days now. Been pretty much like start watching it while watching somebody else play. Uh, Wait for it, let my world get started. Go for like an hour or two, completely trash that world, and start the same person or somebody else's let's play again and start all over because the controls, it's so complex and rich and everything. It is I would say not for the faint of heart to get started, but it's very open ended. In some senses, it's very much like Minecraft in that it's a sandbox simulation world that's trying to kill you very much. But it's not completely non-linear. You don't have to go from point A to point B in that game at all. Just go do your thing. Spruce, because we can get more of those so easily. Um, so that's mine of the week because it's what I've kind of been playing. Although being sick and like trying to learn a new complex game, I just like that was why I was in bed at 8. I was like, I can't hang with this anymore. I gotta go to bed. Good night, world, and there I was. Um, but it seems really fun. You get a little colony of dwarves. You got to make your little fortress and mine down and get food and defenses and all that kind of stuff. So very much RimWorldy. RimWorld was very much a built on the foundations of Dwarf Fortress, but Dwarf Fortress is a heck of a lot deeper. I hate that I do this all the time. Didn't I cook stuff though? Some gold. Oh, and we can. That's not gold. That's my bed. Let's unload while we're here. Let the brain catch up. Diamonds, redstone, lapis. No. Guess we're gonna do this. Oh, this keyboard. Oh my god. I can type, I promise. Okay, all that. Let's try to type the word block one more time. Well, at least one more time. We're gonna have to do it for copper too. All right, that was good. And then it would help if I got the copper. Block. And these were going in here, right? So is that. All right, sec. I'll be right back, guys. Also, I didn't mean to blow off Charlie. I appreciate him. Thank him very much for his compliment. I don't. I would like to say what storage, up here or down in the basement. Because this is just grown out of chaos. But thanks, Charlie. Happy New Year to you, my friend. And happy Pokemon, and I hope it is a productive Pokemon year. Ah, boom. Back to the bees. The Modern Warfare campaign and played it like it was in it. It was so good. Well, yeah, this is going to be very, 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 very different from Modern Warfare, but so good. And it was kind of one of those that was like a huge gap on my background of games because it had been around. Like you always hear about it. And the part that I look forward to the most on the Steam side isn't even out yet. Dwarf Fortress was one of the early versions of roguelike dungeon crawler games. So there's an adventure mode to Dwarf Fortress that, again, non-linear, but there's this simulated world, right, that you're playing like RimWorld, but it has an entirely different mode that is you just go out and adventure in this simulated world. And that's where you go visit town, goblin strongholds or haunted mines and landscapes and all that. Go fight necromancers and their hordes of undead to get artifacts and all that kind of stuff. So as you're playing in this kind of RimWorld world, there's endless, like tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of individuals and items and locations. And the game is building a history and a lore and all, like every item you can go in there, if you're out and a trader comes by and they're like, hey, we've got this artifact battle axe to trade for, and you can click on the lore item and it may go back hundreds of years where somebody created it in, Lord Sauron created this ring in a volcanic forge, and then it stayed on his finger and had the power to bind, right? And then here it came along to a hero in a united armies to battle him, and when conquered, the vanquished, Sauron receded, but the victor attempted to destroy the ring and decided to keep it for himself as a family heirloom instead. And then and then it would go on. He died and lost. The ring was lost. And then later, a hobbit named Bilbo discovered the ring in the wastes. It wasn't beneath the Lonely Mountain, was it? The Misty Mountains, on the creature Gollum, right? And it would go through in this game and tell you. And of course, it's all kind of made up fictional stuff, but it's so cool. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna die standing here talking about Dwarf Fortress. But like I said, so far I have to stop every few hours and restart because I've hopelessly gone off the rails or realized I don't know how to go hunt animals. Why am I not getting any animals? And you just have to kind of build up your knowledge of how the game itself works and how the controls work. But so far, strong recommendation. Nice. Well, I'm glad you guys are getting to hang out on New Year's Day night. And I hope all of y'all, Charlie and Jen and Elle and Skash and everybody at Ferry was hanging out. I'm not sure if all of you guys are still around, but no, oh no, no. Oh my gosh, that didn't go well. This. I'm glad they didn't all decide that they wanted to kill me for that. Whew. All right, fun with fire. In case you didn't know, fire burns. And there. Almost did it again. All right, now we need to go backtrack and get another flint and steel here. Come on, these two. That should get us through the rest of this batch. All right, we're so close to done with bees. At least the laying out and construction of the bees. Then we've got to breed them a couple more times. And we got to go for our flight to locate the remainder. Oh, the remainder of the bee nests. We need 12 more bee nests just to keep our pattern going here. No requirement there. Once you have one or you have bees in the area, you can breed them up and they'll be just fine in all these bee boxes, bee houses. But I just like to have a nice little blend. And now, oh, I didn't hear those like pop into my inventory. I was worried we were full. Okay. Honeycombs. And, oh, I already have the wood. That was basically the same as last time, right? All right, more bee boxes. Oh, what I overmade. Look at me. Um, guess we got spares. Yay, us. Okay, all good there. Let's breed them again. Hopefully they're already. Hopefully there's some bees around. Come here, bees. Then we can go tend to the furnaces again, and we have to plant our berries. Bees? All right, well, that might have been a bit early. Flowers away. I don't think we're going to need any more of this stuff around here. Let's go take. This is where we're at. There we go. This is annoying. Definitely need to do that. Finish up these two little side alleys. Part of our work here. And here's the deal. Berries grow so fast when you have a bulk of them like this. We should have no problem adding that to our trade good regimen. I don't know why those seemed to go so much faster than what we'd had. All right, tile and red sandstone, and then we'll go back over to the furnaces, maybe do some trading, and keep breeding these bees for 2 more times. Haha. Okay, listen, I laughed, but it wasn't a judgy laugh. It was a comic situation laugh, guys. And technically, I guess we should really go back the next 3 there. But let's get these guys done. Beautiful. Um, what, meant to do that. Think we go at least to here, just so that our bamboo storage can be sand free. There. There. We're growing up a little bit as a world. All right. Next up could be this backside. And I'm leaving this space open because we can, if we want, we can do pigs, sheep, anything else into pens going further back along this way. And the only ones we needed to worry about the covering on are the chickens for the ocelots. So they could extend out in the central area. These still got babies, so we'll leave them for now. Let's do. I don't think we're going to need any of that. I don't think. I don't think we really need any of that around either. Nope. Need you, though. There we go. You guys wait for more bees. We'll need some more tile. Nutella! Oh, I want Nutella for the win. All right. It was not a no. Here we are back again as I finally catch up to the chat. Now, I guess that was him drawing his bell. I'm not even going to try the Nelson laugh. I want to, but I already know that would be a bad idea. You can already feel it. I don't think I've ever done the Nutella with ice cream thing. It sounds amazing. I'm a big, big fan of the Nutella. All right. See how tedious this becomes. Oops. Okay, that was all we needed. And yeah, very likely. Well, maybe not too likely. I thought we were going to hit the water quicker. I was kind of thinking we might punch through this, but no, I guess not. It'll just be a bank. So we might have to build some kind of a retaining wall or something. Pretty up this kind of cliff face we've left for ourselves. Because that's not not too stylish. Oh, sandstone breaks easy. Almost as easy as the sand. Not as easy as the stone. For now, dirt. Just a little bit to finish it out. Oh, yeah. I'll talk about Nutella whenever, wherever. Here's my as close as I can come to anything Nutella is today. So yesterday I'm in the grocery store, kind of prepping up, kind of feeling increasingly like crap as I go, right? Like as soon as we wrapped up stream, I kind of went, and I was like, it's nice and sunny out. I don't think I'm gonna feel better later. Although there was sore temptation to get a nap in, but I think tomorrow we're still supposed to have snow, and depending on if this goes away today, awesome. Who cares, right? I've finished my my laundry, my grocery chair chores. Um, I don't have to worry about it. If it lingers, then I don't have to go out in the snow and deal with restocking groceries. Um, but while I was there, I was just kind of looking, and um, as I've mentioned a few times, my sister's butterscotch pudding cookies are absolutely phenomenal, and um, I really enjoyed them. And I thought about, oh, maybe I could look into how that works. How do I make that happen? And I know you need both chips and um, pudding. So I go into the grocery store and I'm like, I'm in the baking aisle. Not a place I frequent, but let's check this out. They were completely out of all butterscotchy. They had like tons of different kinds of chocolate, all the different candies and all that kind of stuff. No butterscotch. And then I went down to the pudding. No butterscotch pudding either. Like what's going on, guys? This isn't like some weird fad flavor or anything like that. Butterscotch is a long-standing tradition of the cakes and candies and cookies and all that world. We need more in our lives, not less. Well, arguable. All right. Now, did I? Oh, I did make sand. That's something to remember. We got sand here. The next time we need a big sand supply, take the sandstone back. But I'm wondering, should we also make? Yeah, we'll just take it home, right? I don't think we're gonna overwhelm our inventory here, and we've got basement sugarcane storage, or we can just turn it into paper and sell it right now. But I don't think we've harvested this in the whole time we've been working on stuff, have we? The bees. I know we have harvested it in the past to make books and all that, but we never got to the point of needing chests here to hold all of our overflow sugar, which I think we could at this point. Uh, put my teeth back in. What? Is that a like butterscotch thing? Like I'm gonna eat too much and then I'm gonna need dentures? Again, cold medicine, guys. Don't make me reach for the subtle. It's not gonna happen. Or was that like a mic sound thing? All right. Beauty, beauty, beauty. Oh, there's more over here. And our berries almost grew. And now our bees should be ready to breed again. Let's do that next. They're our top priority after all. All right, bees. All the bees, come here. You see that bee? Like, that's the smart bee way out there. He's going for the chest. He's like, I smelled a bunch of flowers. All I need to do is figure out how to open this chest. I got it. Now I'm worried. I'm not muted, am I? Did I stumble over my words? Probably. Ah, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Stragglers here. The second shift. Our bees work around the clock. All right, those have mostly gotten. Oh, look at how well they're spreading down here, though. Except to here, then not so much. But they're all taking the easy road and going over here now. XP. All right, let's give them a little break. We will go empty the furnaces, which should now be we should now be all caught up on everything there. The only thing we have left is overflow quartz, which we basically just hang on to if we need to do a quick repair. Oh, and that was it. All right. No, I aren't. Aren't I? Oh, I think I got pudding brain. All right. You go there. I don't think we have anything that we're currently building with sandstone, right? So all this can go down. Let's just I guess we'll carry those back up because I'd rather have those out at the bee area anyway, or the animal farm, all that. Do 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 do. This row. Here's the real brain cloud test. All right, we got regular dirt. Boom. And what did I, if anything, what have I done with Podzol? Nothing yet. There. Now, did I? I thought we ran. Yeah, I knew it. I thought we ran into a sand situation. We've definitely got ourselves a sand situation. Let's make. Oh, dripstone? Yeah, that's never going to take up much. Let's make this our sand hangout. Can I de? No, I can't. I can't unbreak the sand. Um, unbreak? You know what I mean. Unblock the sand. Well, that. Because sand takes up a lot. We very likely will end up with an abundance of sand that is probably more than we need. So let's go with those and oh, what the heck? Put one there just to remind us. We could do um, two red sand, and then red sandstone stuff, and then two regular sands and white sandstone stuff. Yeah, there's no way I can say that and enunciate the sandstone stuff at this point. And then sugarcane. There we go. Do 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 do. Oh, that nose blow that I stopped for was so good, but I can already feel it filling back in again. And sleep. All right. Um, I know it's my stairs song, or just my turning around in the area. Should we? I kind of feel like we should just go. We'll have to go drop all that. Well, we don't have to, but we should go drop all this stuff off. No. Oh wait, this is our soak. Oh my god. Here, let's put this away. That's something we can do. And flight box out. This could use a lot because this isn't this isn't like trying to get somewhere flying. This is trying to fly low enough to spot bees and bee nests. We got our bed. We'll put away the bee tools. We'll put away all the blocks. Let's go. 12 bee nests, gang. That's what we're looking for. Oh. No, nothing over there. Stuff here, though. This, that's going to be a total mess to try to find all those. Whatever. And there. And probably we could get rid of that. Oh, torch. I don't have any torches. Save the rockets. I knew there was something else we needed. So meadows and flower forests. Any tree that grows in a meadow, I think, is guaranteed, if it's within range of a flower, is guaranteed to have a bee, which is pretty cool. And then flower forests just have a ton of them because there's so many trees and so many flowers that um, a high percentage torches. That's what we were doing. Torches need sticks. If we find a big old spruce forest, we'll probably chop as well. And I guess if we find a big old cave, we'll go in and grab some coal. Uh, if we did that, we would likely need a few more torches. Let's just try to put these in a spot where they'll work. All right, I think we're good to go. Not not there, there, and I will shut that. And I think we're gonna go this way. Maybe a little underutilized location. Now, I think there were bees up here somewhere, but quite frankly, I'd like to get a little bit out and away from where we reside. There's our village. Ooh, we can do this. Let's not forget that I have wings on, right? Don't want to start picking fights. Yeah, this is why those big mountains, crazy good for iron and coal and everything. But this stuff's just so right here in our faces, easy to get. And if we could ever get those bank furnaces, the five of them over by the villagers, filled up and set, then so like those trees, they should be good, maybe if that's technically meadow. Are you? Oh, all right, that's going in our ore collection. Then all we got to do is get lucky enough to find deep slate emerald ore, which basically means we just need to get under a mountain. I don't even know if we mined emeralds when we weren't. Well, before we had all our silk touch and all that, like when we were just out running around, I think we've had villagers for so long. Now there's some over in that cave. I don't need to get all cavey on it when I'm wearing wings. But if there's anything else just exposed, easy to get to. Whoa! I saw that and I looked at it, almost clipped the mountain. Sir, how did you lose your world? Well, you see, that would mean I'd have to smack the cliff so hard that I uh, popped my totem and then fell to die on impact with the ground. And it would have to be a pretty good fall, too, because we do have feather falling on. But don't challenge me with a good time. I could do it. All right, now if we can just find some bees over in this meadow, we'll be set. Look at that! Oh man, we're already couple stacks in. See, this is why mountains are great. And these are just our little normal neighborhood mountains, kind of flown over and ignored. It's a little too scary for our wings. any more than one, and it's kind of overkill, right? Because yeah, you hit diamond ore with fortune, and you maybe get 3 emeralds. Well, we've now got berries that will trade for 1 emerald each, in addition to all the meats and veggies and paper and everything else. As you can see, I've kind of been completely ignoring the iron, only because we just went looking for copper and got so much of it. And I don't want to have to. I don't want to have to be tempted with the whole cooking again. All right. Well, there is our meadow. It kind of came right out of the. I don't know if the wings helped there or not, but I like to think they did. Uh, 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 There you go. More ham, non-word singing. Coal is so messy and hard. I like to use it to write stuff. You make pencils out of coal. How is it not night? I've got so many questions. There's stars. See the stars? Game, that means it's nighttime. I'm just going to make a game out of trying to make it increasingly difficult for you to spell my sound words. I'm a little, like, the rockets don't scare me. Just hucking myself off this cliff does a little bit. See that? Okay, so out there, oh, I wish we had our. Here, let's get it. What do I need? I need this. Tools. Spyglass. And then while we're here, watch me back off the cliff. Oh, dang it. I'm so dumb. Sometimes I'm so dumb. There goes that. There we go. Bees. And I would imagine if those carry on as trees in the meadow, or if that is actual meadow, is what I was trying to say, then they'll have bees too. That's how I understand it works. I don't know where I lost the village. Oh, the village is still over there. I don't know. That seems like meadow, but maybe those are plains? We'll find out. So we definitely got that one. And it definitely drops down to plains below. I won't take. Oh, that was just dirt behind that tree. We'll take bees straight out of the village area, but like this tree for sure. The real trick, and it isn't too essential, he just went back in, is getting them while the bees are in. And it big help having efficiency on your axe. Because if you got to chop it all and they come out, they will attack you. So then sometimes you got to build a campfire, carry it around, and keep them from going. Now, is this. Look here. Meadow. Well, there goes my theory. Although maybe there's no flowers, right? No flower in range of that tree, and I don't know exactly what the range is. Oh, but this is flower forest. Well, that should help us. It's not 100% like the trees in the meadow with flowers next to them are guaranteed to have bee nests. All right. Well, um, there's more of the flower forest. This is the bit I do kind of worry about. See, I fell there. I didn't fly. And I don't know. I've seen people with their wings on, like, okay, well, now I'm flying, but I don't know how to fly without rockets. But you should be able to glide. Anyway, there's some bees. Hi, bees. Where's your home? Take me to your leader. Okay. Got some honey. I'd love to have you guys come back inside. Oh, here, we'll go hang out with you while you're doing your bee thing. I'll get this coal. And then hopefully you'll be back in your home. Because I don't want to leave you homeless. That would be sad. I want to be a true bee friend. I guess what I should do is take those extra bee nests and walk around with them and swap them out if I'm not sure the bees are inside their little nests. All right, well, we're going to hope he went back in. All right, now we should hopefully be able to get a couple more here. We want 12, that's 2. And this will be a good way to reconfirm. I think if we find like 2 bee nests with 2 bees each in them, let's say, they should stack. Is how I think that goes. It's a good test, though. Oh, was it here? No, that was just a roof behind. Hi, bee. Oh, don't tell me that you're going to go looking for your home and find it's gone. Ah, it would be terrible. This is pretty tiny flower forest, too. Oh, is that one? Or was that just those light post things again? Oh, that was the end of that log. Falling with style. Oh, you just came out? Uh, how much fun would it be to be Buzz Lightyear, though? Or actually, that was Woody's line, right? Flying. That was falling with style. I don't know if I brought. No, I didn't bring anything to help us out here. Um, did they go back inside? Oh, he didn't. Go back inside. I didn't put that block there. Don't look at me like I mistreated you, bee. Besides, bees are industrious. Like their hollow tree with their bee nest in it falls over, they make a new one. Sometimes if you just go at them quick, then bees don't have a chance to come out. Oh, another one. Yeah. Well, that was really good. Way better than I expected. I totally didn't know this was here. All right. Let's fly on. Sleep. Hopefully closer to our next target. This is where it gets tougher, right? So many trees. Oh, there's a bee. There's another bee. There you are. All right, come on back. It's almost nighttime. I see you over there, bee. Part of the problem here may be that they don't have. Okay, there's one inside. Come on back. Come on back, dude. Good, good bees. They are not stacking. Dang it. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're halfway there. And I still didn't have to sleep. Should we fly or check out the edge of this wood? Cavern. Canyon. Well, it might be a cavern, but. Oh, oh, oh. See you guys. Where you going? Oh, here maybe. Sometimes you need to give them a little help getting back inside. Like, why would you make that? Nobody can get into it, bees. Oh, and no, you were another bee. So are they all out of that hive, or is there another one? We should, dude. So here's the deal. They're all looking for flowers, and there's no flowers around. You're another bee. Don't eat the bees, dog. Uh-oh, somebody ate a sheep. Couple sheep. I don't see any flowers. Do I have flowers in here? Of course not. Okay, more sheep. Um, remember where that one was? Is this it? I don't know. I don't know if it's too worth lingering because without flowers, they're just going to go wander looking for more pollen, right? Or they have to go find the pollen first to be able to then sleep or bring it back to the nest. So 1, 2, 3, 4. What's I got? A fish alive. Wait, there. Yeah, I don't know how much there's going to be in those, but they will fill back in with our bees. Oh, that one actually had some flowers around. Let's do this so we have a chance of helping out other bees if we find any. And I'm not kind of vaguely hitting in this southeast direction, but don't have a real. That was a pig. I thought I saw a bee. It's not the. Oh, look for big spruce trees, right? That would be another good item to gather on this little venture. Remember, I'm still wearing wings, so technically, that should have kind of been gliding, flying. I don't know. I don't think spruce forests are particularly good for bees, though, are they? Hmm. Bees? Hello, bees. We're looking for 4 more bee nests now. Seem right? Have I forgotten any? Oh, bees. I see your little bee wings. All right, so here's what I was talking about. If they don't have flowers around, we can get them a hand by putting them right next to their spot, and then this guy, hey, come here. We can drag back in. Now we don't have to breed them, right? If these 3 all live in that hive anyway, but now even if they keep bopping around a little bit, once they have pollen, they will eventually go back to their hive for resting, whatever. Kind of nice, a bubble coral block of magenta. But fresh out of emerald, sir. I'm sorry. You should come visit me in my home. Oh, one went in. Yikes. The others go. Have I mentioned bees can be trouble? Oh. Sorry for the sniffle. All right. We know one's inside. 3 more to go, I think. Yeah. 6 in the box and 3 more in there. I didn't lose the box. Another village. Bees. I know I'm going back across the edge of this forest, but we will cycle out eventually, I think. A loop back past that village. Swimming. Any sight of bees? Oh, you like golden carrots. I was like, why is the horse clip clopping on the dirt? Because he was all locked in. Hi, buddy. Do you have any friends? Oh, you do. Let's go over here. Come on, we'll hang out with your friend. Hi. Oh, you already got a little baby. I don't know if we can. I don't know if we can breed with golden carrots. Oh, maybe you're not ready yet. If you've got a full, oh, that stinks. I just wasted a bunch of golden apples. Oh well. Have a nice day. It's nice meeting you. Hope you enjoyed your snack. Which you totally bamboozled me out of. Maybe if I carry these roses, the bees will come to me. Ooh. I was supposed to be going back over to that village, wasn't I? Why does this shipwreck look familiar? Did we? I think we did come in and around and all this stuff, right? Back when we were looking for swamp. So we actually may have taken bees out of some of the. I think those original bee nests that we had in the animal box were actually from that trip somewhere out in this area. I don't remember where exactly, but um, forest or back along the plains. There's that other village. And it had forest too. Oh, look at all that. Now it kind of does this kind of feel like a village that we visited? Maybe. Does it have any bees? Oh, there are bees. Shh. At least a nest. Before they got a chance to leave. Oh, we are in danger of not being able to pick up the next bees that we break, and that would be awful. So let's do that. And four. Two more to go. Oops. Sorry, bee. Quick. Let's go before the bee notices his nest is gone. He's got to start over. How have bees taken us this long, by the way? It's going on. We're coming up on 3 hours today, and two and a half, a full other stream, and then a part of the stream before. All right, you little bees, you stinkers. That something interesting happened there. There was a tale to be told. The edge of a log. Now, this village, I think we have visited, right? We've come out of all that on hiking or whatever types of adventures. There's one. All right, we'll stop on this island. Go home. Go home, B. Did you go home? Hi, sheep. B, go home. I see you. Come on, this way. It's moving day. Do I still have my rose bushes? Here, B. Where'd he go? Anybody? Anybody? Bees? There you are. Come here. Come here, buddy. Back close to home. Oh, wait, that one just went in. Get. You gotta. I gotta be done. Get some pollen. Beautiful rose pollen. And go show us your little bee butt when you do it. Come on. Again, this is my walking the dog when it's cold out. There you go. Got your little dots. And did he go in? I think so. One more. Always the last one you find, right? Where do you always find your car keys? In the last place you look. Dun. Any on the trees out around this little town? I don't know why. It always just seems like trees closer to towns have a little. Maybe it's just there's more flowers and stuff around the towns. More roses. Courtesy of the Tet Corporation. Do 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 do. Uh, okay. Oh! I see bees. Uh, is it like locked and hidden under here? Hmm. Up high in one of the bigger trees? Where's your home, bees? That's weird. There it is. Perfect timing, bee. Why don't you just go wandering? All right, now I gotta go try to lure them back. There's one, two. How do we get over here, bees? All right. All right. We can do a little snacking. Now, listen. What are you doing, bees? You're killing me. Why didn't you like my roses for pollen? They're beautiful roses. That one's like going to space. What's he doing? Uh, this one. All right, you're back down to ground level. Just landed for a bit. Back up over the top of the tree. Oh, there goes the voice cracking. And that's the worst bit. I don't really know if this is their hive or not, right? They could have a different hive altogether. Just go in there. We got you. We got you, B. Come on. You can go for a little trip. There we go. All right. We didn't get wood yet, but I'm okay with that. I guess maybe we could right here. Now, is this our? Did we go far enough to reach our kind of in city area? Like the igloo, the elevated igloo, and all that. Remember we? Oh, I think it's over here, right? Oh, look at this village. These little fireplaces and smoke plumes. Watch me just catch one of those 1 block wide little floaters. So wasn't it somewhere in here that we had that? Oh, maybe it's up here. Any of these things covered with torches? Still iron in that one. There it is. There's the igloo, and there's where I pillared up to it. And there's like the under bit of the igloo. I thought I'd found a dungeon, but it was really a igloo, and the villager thing underneath it. Now, how did I get to all that? Somewhere up in here. Is our little road, right? Or it cut. There's our spawner. There's the there's the ravine, and then our road should have been through here, right? Come on. You make it. Nope. Just a little rinse off. Now that we're back at home. All right, lots of stuff. Put that away and that away to get some wiggle room. Switch this out. Into those for some repairs. Dirt. Yeah, I guess we should do those. Don't need the animal box. Actually, maybe we do. Is that where we put all the other bees? But I do need the tools again. Put back the espiscope. Bring out the fortune pick. That goes away, and we'll hang on to this until we repair the wings. Wither coal. It'll be great. Oh, so much crackling. Bees. The bees are grand. Talk. So let's go drop off these other nested bees first. And they'll only help, the ones that do have bees in them will only help to increase our swarm. And it was in here, I think. Perfect. All right, so some of these guys should depart, and they will actually help us spread. Oh, the food coma. Yeah, how about that? Um, Now we need our flowers again. But yeah, those guys should help us breed and spread more immediately to these others. I would hope. But let's do a feeding now that we're back, and then we'll do the coal and maybe look at trading out with our villagers. I've talked about it plenty, but um, the reason why the flowers and all cover every block and we don't have dirt paths or anything like that, so I can just basically sit with my finger on the flowers and try to breed everything that flies by. Have some extras out here. And the good bit is when they've all got the little white dotted butts there, they're going to fly out to the crops. And oh, here we go. B shift. Oh, 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 oh. Let's do this. We could certainly do that through trading or ore processing or whatever else. So many bees. Anybody want to quick do the beer to bees? Huh? Just need a little bit of what is it, like the queen stuff, and then they'll all come. Not many left. There we go. All right, very good. And we almost fully repaired the wings. Ah, no, I love the bees. I wish I wish I wasn't feeling this cold enough so that I was in full bee delight. But yeah, and then our only question is, now that we've made all the hives that we need, do we want to do grab honeycomb enough to make honeycomb blocks and put it all the way along the top up there, just as a different decoration, if we think that those copper blocks are a little over the top. Doesn't really matter. What? What did I do with the fortune? No. What did I do with the fortune pick? We just got it out. I don't think I could have. Maybe I put it in the flower chest, or did I just accidentally hit Q at some point and throw it down? At least the bees won't grab it. It's not in there. Uh. Uh. Oh no. I didn't maybe put it in this box. No. I didn't put it back in here accidentally in the wrong spot. Those are all silk. I'm running out of boxes here, people. It's not in there. Up. What have I done? Fortune is the one book we don't have. What else did I do? Where else have I been? That be going rogue. I don't think I looked at any other chests or anything over there, did I? I didn't like accidentally hit Q in here. Any Q around here? Dog? Oh my god. Ah. All right, at least we found it. At least I've proven I can backtrack. Successfully retrace my steps. Oh my goodness. All right. Hang out right here by the bees. Oh my goodness. True. So true. Horse flute. Absolutely. There were bad memories of. So this is back on the YouTube channel. The first really long world playthrough that I had called Slow Cooker. I had a green shulker box just like this, and we were out looking for a mesa, the red sandstone cliffs and all that kind of stuff. No. It was pretty early game, and so I'm just like camping on the shore, pulling out my bed and all that. And for whatever reason, I had to put it down and reset my inventory, and it was green. And I remember I slept on like a beach in some spruce forest stuff right on the edge of an ocean, and then I moved on and went like 2 more days worth of traveling before I realized I didn't have it, and it had so much stuff in it, and I don't know if we ever went back for it after we got wings and all that. I can't remember that, but it was true. And I was like, that's why I'd use green kind of sparingly because it blends in. Even if you were going to go back with wings or whatever, it can just be gone. All right, wings. Speaking of which, they're all good. There you go. Welsh Flying J Wings, tip top shape again. Um, I don't know why I thought that was that. Toolbox. We want to hang on to you for at least a second because I want to grab this, swap it, put that back away. Then tools can go away. I don't think I'm going to. I want this coal to go. We didn't get that much, so I want that to fill up our main torch making chest and all that, those resources. Why do I have those deep slate tiles now? Also, why is that out of place? I'm not sure. But put the shovel in hand right now. We're going to sleep because I think it's getting pretty close. With the rain, it's a little tougher to tell. Maybe we've got time. Oh, this is a good little experimentation. What does a fortune hoe do on berries? Doesn't break the bushes. That's one thing in its favor. We don't have a really good count on this. But that's over a stack. All right. So we got a stack. We got 69 berries, dude. Now I'm going to do a row just open-handed. So I don't know. I think we might get multiple berries here too. And then to be thorough, we'll go back up the row this way. Got one more at least. Pretty close. We got a stack and 1 versus a stack and 5. So definitely not something you got to pull this out or not harvest without it, but maybe a little extra nudge. Either way, we're going to have plenty of berries. Mainly just wanted to get this fully planted, and then we'll take the extras over. We'll probably never get harvested again. Maybe. Oh, who doesn't want to snack on the fresh berries when you're picking them? I'm pretty confident saying that no one at all in the history of human beings has ever gone berry picking and not eaten at least one berry. Nobody. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. It's just impossible, right? And I don't think we need to worry too much more. Those can just all repopulate. So we got everything planted, right? Oh, let me derp something there. Yeah, everything's good. Sugar cane's growing back up, but now we can go get the gusses with some berries. And if we're really, hey, what's up, dude? Don't get a sunburn. It's kind of scary out here for your kind, but you're welcome to come out, hang around. It's all good. Hey guys, here, look at this. New trades. And you wanted 12. How many you want? 12 as well. So, like I said, I don't think we need to go and hit that berry patch with any regularity. It's not a top tier food. Kind of fun to have if you're first getting started because they grow so quick. You can, have a stack, but it's going to take you half a stack oftentimes just to get your hunger bar gone because they do nothing in the way of saturation. But they're quick and easy to come by. And if you spawn in a spruce forest, it's a lot easier starting out with those than it is trying to manage mushrooms. Although, honestly, I don't think I've ever been in a spruce forest where I haven't had a river that was full of fish. So, we didn't quite get it. Okay, well, we will now. Hi. Yep. There's that all done. Now, somehow, I guess that implies that the hoe, or maybe that was just when we repaired those two wheat seeds that I'd broken. All right, but the hoe's all good now. It's This is why it's so easy to your tools and XP good to go. I put that in the wrong space. When you got good farms, and now that the bees are in place, it's even easier. Anybody else want pumpkins still? Pumpkins? Yeah, you do. All right, everything repaired, tip top, good shape. You guys come back together. You go there. Now we'll do that. I always like to leave a few just in case I need to come back over and buy a book of some kind. We're good to go, and then the pumpkins can stay. All right, let's go try to do one more bee feed. First time chat. Oh my goodness, sorry man. Habit just streaming. Interesting. Hello, Sonat MVP. How you doing? Welcome, my friend. Hope you're enjoying yourself. Interesting, huh? Very, very cool. Your name seems familiar. I don't know if it's a modification from a previous visitor or not. I mean, I know we get a lot of MVPs, but the Synod part seems familiar as well. So, welcome, and thank you very much for the follow and the first time chat. Really appreciate you. That's awesome. All right. Um, bees, bees again. That's what we're doing. Hi, bee. You out there? I know there's not much to fertilize because everything is grown. Um, I don't know. Do we want to use the rest of the stream here to flip the crops, or do we want to go get wood? You could do either. And do we want to get the honeycomb and look at the possibility of? I'm going to leave one. Look at possibly. This is where the baby bees start eating all our flowers. I guess we're going to have to go on another flower run, although at some point here, I don't know. I think I'm going to be good for a break from the farm stuff for a bit, but at some point, we want to make composters and start using all of our wheat and beet seeds to make more bone meal. The bone meal can just go into bone blocks. It's really more of an inventory management saver than anything. But it is helpful if you want to make flowers, right? Then we can just go to a flower forest, throw bone meal on the ground, and fresh flowers will keep popping. And if you get like a rose area or whatever, if you're trying to make dyes, you get multiples per. So that is something we'll want to get going. We certainly don't need bone meal for the crops because now with all these bees, they'll they'll refertilize as quickly as we can harvest or have any desire to. Look at that. That one's filled up really nicely. So before we got back, there were just a handful of these, and now we've got a couple sections full. Again, this is where we started, so it makes a lot of sense that the middle here is what fills in as quickly as it does. All right. Who else wants to go? Tons of waste here for the baby bees stealing flowers to get more nutrients out of. But all right, that's a good stack. Two stacks of emeralds. Let's go home, put our tools away, but let's put this tile up. Really wondering where I got that tile from. Have I just been carrying that around the whole time? All right, we should sort out all that shulker box worth of stuff from before, too. And remember, we can start. I'm going to start figuring out. We can. At some point, I will figure out the alerts and all that kind of stuff, getting that active. So when you do drop by with a first time chat, I'll get a sound effect and actually look over, even if I'm in the middle of breeding bees or trading with villagers or harvesting berries or whatever it is. Nothing. I think we can have a few extra stacks of emeralds. We're so close to an emerald beacon. We still have to go fight the wither. Obviously, that's first step. But we got loads and loads of emeralds, and if we want to harvest those fields and turn all those into more emeralds, we'd probably be into like that stack. I think we two full stacks of blocks is a lot, but if we really, really tried, we could probably get it to through a fourth and into a fifth stack of blocks of emeralds, and that would be way. It's two and something to get um, a thing, you know. Oh my goodness, let's go downstairs and sort. Whee! Oh, we had Sanad in, and Sanad, I don't know who's here. I'm glad they stopped in to say hello, though. Maybe they heard that whole, dude, if I follow Habbage and come in and say hello, he's going to hit me back up. And my name will get mentioned in the stream. Either way, we take everybody. All right. That can be you, too. If you're hanging out and lurking. We got our new sand area. Come on. Sandstone, and then we'll put the dirts. Oh, I don't think I want to leave those down here. I don't want to leave any of those down here. All right, sand, and then sand and regular sandstone. And then our dirts. Me! I know. Well, no, I don't. But I appreciate you staying up, hanging out after the big old whooping it up last night. I'm sure that the Welsh Jenny household was doing, making up for a lack of Habbage partying. You had to carry the slack. There's a lot of that around here, chat. You know, if you're going, yeah, I'm hanging out. I'm kind of digging this chat. I want to be a part of it. Just be warned, you're gonna have to carry a lot of slack. All right, we'll empty that, go back upstairs, put all this stuff away. Oh. Sorry for the breath noises again. Don't mean to. Although I haven't had to stop again to blow the nose. It's not brewing to that level. And no major coughing fits either, which is nice. Oh, I'm so sorry, Jenny. Yeah, I heard some fireworks. I'm sure they went longer than I was awake. I kind of was just like, yep, yep. A couple loud ones kind of made me, oh yeah, it's still New Year's Eve, and then I was gone. All right, wood. I was trying to think without looking at what all I had left. The wood goes there. We need this emerald in here. Oh, the collection is going. So we need a shallow diamond. That's gonna probably have to come out of an abandoned mine of some kind, and a deep emerald, which isn't too terrible. You just got to find a mountain and go deep to where the deep plate shows up, and they'll have that same kind of scattered emerald presence. So those yeah, you got to hunt around a little bit and be in the right area, but they're not too tough. Um, Diamonds need a little help because they're not naturally going to occur anymore up at level. But lush caves and things like that, any of those transitiony zone areas, you can find them. They're a little more sparse. So we'll have to keep our eyes open. And no, I think if I put this in here, I'm gonna end up breaking it at some point just for the XP. They really don't seem too necessary. Like if we ever wanted to build anything and decorate, it would be handier to have those, right? And they're going to be a drop. That was what I was talking about when we were out looking for the bee nest. They're a drop in the bucket for our actual emeralds. So I don't know that we need to harvest them. There's all that coal. There and there. Now then, should we go? Let's go do this coal. We're about a half hour out. I think maybe we'll do this, do the crops. Let's put these flowers up. And kind of call it pretty good. We still got that decor area, and we still got to make our decision about the honeycomb. I'm sure. Hey, no shame here. If that's the kind of thing that floats your boat, it's the mucusy heavy breathing that gets into a real subgenre, a real limited niche of preference. But hey, if that's what you're into, and I can provide it for you without doing myself any harm in the process. I mean, I guess I do have a cold, but I didn't get it intentionally, and I don't think I would ever go out of my way to be mucusy. But yeah, there you go. It's just it's that whole you're hearing your own voice breathing whatever if I was to go listen to this back, it would be so cringy, and it all sounds so kind of nasally compared to the voice you hear in your own head for yourself. Cringy. That would be the one, right? Where are the people that are into that, right? Because you always hear about all these people that are into weird, wacky stuff, right? And hey, more power to you. Do what you like. I'm not here to judge, but um, we're the people that are into listening to the sound of their own voices. Oh, oh, where is that? And then I'm like, it got to be out there, right? Takes all kinds. So somebody out there is like secretly recording themselves or listening back to the recordings of themselves. All right, here we are. I'm gonna crouch. Check out our put in our berry area. Our fields look so pretty. We'll get this beachy area in. I think I'd like to keep like the animals are right there. I'd like to keep kind of them. So maybe just a segmented transition between these 2 points, so that stays a little bit the memory of the beach that we had. And crazy that was where I guess we filled in with dirt around the original line of the beach when we were building out for our sugarcane farm. Kind of cool. All right. Jenny, those are very kind words. And yeah, you talk to anybody that's in broadcasting or that's the part where I don't know, the like the members of bands and stuff like that are listening to the return of their own voices. They're like recording in a recording studio or whatever. That's the one I don't know. And it definitely gets less obnoxious. The more the more I do this, the more you hear little bits here and there and stuff. It's not as much like fingers on the chalkboard or something like that, but it does take some getting used to. Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's got to be like 95% of people hate it. Even when you're a little kid and you're like playing with the tape recorder, it's like, yeah, listen to that weird voice. At that point, you're not like, dude, do I really sound like that? I don't think you spend as much time with your internal dialogue at that point, but um, it definitely doesn't sound like that voice inside your head when I'm talking right now. Well, aside from the fact that I've got cold, it sounds just all broken. But all right, last time here, block in bold yelling letters. Uh, and this time I'm going to start at that end. Okay, good there. And our fortune pick is in tip top shape. All good there. Gonna need access to the bed. We'll need access to seeds or crops or whatever. Put you away because inventory. And then we definitely need to nom. So, can I just show? So whiny and Welshy. Whiny like a little girl. Oh, funny. That's what I think I sound like. You know. Oh, and all these seeds again. Composter day. We'll have to set up a little thing. That was what led to my big old farm build, though, with the American style barn and silos. I decided to make silos to put all my composters into, and I had these grand ideas of feeding the mechanism through so that you could just have like loads and loads of composters going, and it was totally unnecessary. They ended up being like 8 blocks high, like the guts of the cactus farm, and that's it. Um, what I ended up with like a 60 block high silo pair that then led to the barn to match, and yeah, it was fun. It was such a good build. Had all the different had goats and mountain goats in it for some of the animals. They were interesting getting penned. Sheep and pigs and cows and of course horses and donkeys and mules. Cats up top in the hayloft with the hay bales. And for all you Minecraft builders out there, I know there's frustration abounding. Dude, you never build anything. Well, yeah, well, it takes a little bit, and especially with hardcore, I had to kind of get to this point before before I could really even consider some of those things in play, right? Because you don't want to put hours and hours and hours into building a big cool base and then get killed the first time you accidentally look at an Enderman because you've got no good armor and no good weapons to survive that, right? And we're pretty well survivable now. We do still need to get some more netherite for the rest of our tools, and we definitely need to fight the wither. We definitely need to track down some deep dark because we haven't done that at all. And I say composters, I build these out with plenty of overflow. Um, so I don't think we're not too dire yet. We'll go do a row of potatoes and then head over to the villagers, trade out this wheat. Rather than just dumping it into the chests. At least on this side, we're right here. Oh, what I should be doing is the melons and the pumpkins. Dang it, I always forget. Especially since we extra traded those and used up a bunch. Ski like the jeans I had to get as a kid because never particularly waifish. Can a male be waif? What's like skinny? What's a good skinny descriptor? Elven for a man? I mean, I guess there's male elves, but yeah, I was definitely the husky jeans kid. All right, stash all that. Let's go get. Oh yeah, we want silk touch here for sure. And I should let's go free our bees. Poor bees getting trapped. I hope I don't hit you, bee. Oof. Fortunately, they're little, so they don't go far. Yeah. Um, I can't. See, here's the problem. Oh, dude, look at them all. They're all so broken. How did all those get broken? All right, we got our hoe right here. Let's go get some. I got a melon seed. Do I have some pumpkin seeds? Yep, one. Cutting it fine here, guys. You. I don't know if I should remember that having happened. Was that a thing? Did we? Man, I know those traders got down, but I thought we cleaned up everything that they'd done before I got them in boats. Maybe not, though. Yeah, I was trying to say I think Omni either said that he was going to email me or something with a link on some of his stuff. I'm a little definitely curious. I'm a little interested to see how far Summer Ambrosia goes in in her writing style. Could be quite an eye-opening revelation. I'm so happy for him though. That is amazing. There are so I know a bunch of people that um, are aspiring writers, and far like I like to write. I think it's a good imaginative, creative outlet. but I don't really have. I've had illusions of, oh yeah, I could, I could sell some of these. It's a tough market to crack, right? Just like Twitch or anything else. It's really, um, really tough to differentiate yourself from the herd. But to be doing that, to be with an agent and writing on assignment, an actual like uh, filling an order of books, that's crazy. That's so cool. And I think I'd be in his boat. Oh, you need me to write phone books? All right, I will. I will write out names to write in the phone book. That to be a published author and all that. Hell yeah, that is awesome. Well, thank you. That's very flattering. There, if you're into disjointed and wandering stories, absolutely, I got you. I'm right here for you. If you want cohesive, get to the point kind of stories, just the action comes. It's in fragments. You just gotta, you gotta be here for the right moments for those actiony tales that go quickly. I just wish at the moment I had more. I was really hoping today was going to be full of like. I haven't talked to any of my friends today, so I don't know what they ended up doing. But the plan had been after we got this concert canceled, and my married couple of friends who had said that, yeah, we're going to host. They agreed to that. Part of the reason was they're like a short little jaunt from a karaoke bar, which is not my deal. But for a New Year's Eve, that seems like exactly the kind of thing you need to do. So I wanna hear how many people got a little tipsy and went and got up on stage. Um, it could have been epic stories from Habbage, tales from the road, but yeah. Instead, it was just tales of 30 milliliters of extra strength nighttime cold medicine and a somewhat restful night of sleep. Oh, what was that? I did have some good medicine head fevery type dream. And very much I don't think any of it was very nightmare-y, but it was something like biking to high school, which I don't think I ever did. If I did, it was like a one-off. My high school was I biked to younger school a lot. I was a bus driver, like here in the states. In If you're not like in the heart of a city or something like that, most schools do have walkers and riders, right? Because it's not densely settled enough to where, um, especially at a younger age, everyone is close enough to just walk to school, right? You got to have school buses, and those go to the more outlying areas. But if you live across the street from the school, they're not going to run a school bus. You're going to be a walker, right? So we lived just far enough away to be bus riders, not walkers to school. But once you got to a certain age, you were like, dude, I don't want to have to wait for the bus and all that. I could bike to school so much faster. So as long as the weather was nice, it kind of became the gang of bike riders to school. And there was a little underpass under the one busy road. It was great. It was fun, and kind of that first taste of growing up and responsibility and freedom and all that kind of stuff that's so important for kids to learn. And hey, yeah, then you had the freedom to just go to your friend's house and not go straight home after school. And your parents got to teach you that now you've got some accountability. If you're not where you're supposed to be when we expect you to be there, and you freak us out because why didn't you make it home from school? You're not going to be biking to school for a little while until we until we feel that you've re-understood the responsibility we've given you. So all that kind of stuff, pretty cool and pretty fun. But I never, once you got to high school, for one thing, it was much further away. So it was a good trek. Now I was a cross country runner, so I would, like a lot of times, I would run to or from school as a workout, or like oh I've got to go training on a weekend or in the summer. I'll go and hit my locker at the school locker room because I need to grab something or whatever, change out a shirt and get some water and all that at the school. It was a good stopping off point. So it was very doable, but just for sake of getting to school, never used it as a mode of transportation. And a big part of that was when we got to high school age, as early as you could, we'd get driver's licenses, and then we would compete for parking passes. Huge deal if you could get a parking pass. And um, I had a license. I had access to the car my sister had driven. She'd gone off to college, so I had access to that. And I was able to, because I was willing to carpool a bunch of people on my cross country and skiing teams, and because we were cross country skiers in the winter and had to carry ski gear, somehow I got one of my coaches to sign off on, yeah, think I was a sophomore, because I'm older for my age, older for my grade, or was. Um, so I could get one earlier. A lot of kids don't turn 16 until their junior or second to last year of secondary school. For me, it was middle of that second year of school, not second to the last. So I had an extra half year, got a pass, and I'm like, yeah, I'm the big stud of the kids on in my grade because I get to drive to school, and it was pretty fun. Um, well, we didn't bike like for this story. I don't know, we didn't bike back and forth. What am I doing? I am still getting carrots. Is that what we're doing? We got like halfway through the carrots, all the way. I see beets over there. This is a problem with stories and trying to get stuff done in the game. Look at all our bees. Look at how high up they go. Go bees. So I was dreaming that I was biking to high school on like a 10-speed bike, right? Like nowadays there's either street bikes or mountain bikes or like BMX trick bike kind of stuff. Back in the day, you just like graduated from your dirt bike BMX to a 10 speed when you got to like high school age, right? That was anytime you're going to do any real riding and needed gears. Mountain bikes were kind of and I by the time I was in uh, college, I had a mountain bike because I was coming to Colorado. I needed a mountain bike. Never been much of an actual mountain biker. Um, but at the time, I had a 10 speed. And in the dream, it was that 10 speed. It was like, all right, we got to go. But it was like raining or snowing or something outside. It was like, is it going to be good enough? And then there was some kid, and I don't know if the kid was like out of a movie or show or something that I've just watched, or if it was like young me or what. But that kid was like the voice of reason, like, no, no, it's like, oh yeah, we got it. We can just go. We're gonna be late for school. We gotta go. It was crazy, and like I said, it wasn't a nightmare. It was just like trying to figure out how we were gonna like get out through these snowdrifts or something, or flooded water that was keeping us like locked in the garage. And it just, as I was saying that, it just hit me on my way to the grocery store yesterday. We had that 8 to 10 inches of snow, whatever they said it was. I thought it was 8 around here, but it had compacted a lot by the time I looked out the next day. Anyway, we had a big snowstorm, so we got snowbanks, especially in the shade. When I was going to the grocery store yesterday afternoon, there was a guy on a road bike, and he had totally dismounted because there was like a 2-foot deep puddle, at the entrance to the grocery store, and he'd like been riding along and was like off his bike with the little clip-on shoes and everything and like waiting for traffic, and I totally stopped and let him go through. I'm sure that's where my brain grasped onto this whole biking thing. But yeah, he was struggling to get across through the puddles, and that's where the puddles came from. I'm sure. Snowy, icy puddles. See? Storytelling. Charlie's getting to that stage now. He's trying. Oh, this is the mystery of ages. Second time today, at least the third time that I've noticed it as we've, gone back and forth through here. Where do these bone meal? Like, it's got to be a fish thing, right? Because fish are the ones that will sometimes kick bone meal if they die, but the fish themselves, I've never picked up a raw fish here, and I was thinking like, okay, well here's the water channel, right? Down underneath the deal, there could be villagers falling in as children, sliding along, growing up, shooting up to the top. So there's water down there where fish could be going, but why wouldn't it be in the middle, and why wouldn't there be fish bodies? It's a great mystery. I've got no idea. Oh yeah, my nephew, who's now in uni, he's a freshman in university. He is like the most responsible, like no question. My sister has been like, oh yeah, I don't. He drives around in the town. We always know where he's going to be. Like, he's totally conscientious about it, treats it as a privilege, and he understands he's got to go run some errands and all that for the use of their cars, and would love to have his own car, one that it was just his, but that not in the cards at the moment. They're like, yeah, but your niece, that's another story. Like, no, and she's got like a year and a half, but just the personalities alone. Like some people, and my sister was way more responsible, treated it all, and maybe it's an older kid, younger kid thing. My sister was way more responsible. Your owl poop, owl pellets. Oh yeah, I'm one of those few people that will like, oh look, there's been an owl news. Net, no. Oh man, what? Brain, come on, brain. When they sit on a branch and they're digesting and all that, it's not nesting, it's not resting. Perching? It's not. That's not the word I'm trying to go. Anyway, if I'm walking along, I'll look up and be like, oh yeah, that's where an owl's been hanging out. And then I'll look because owls pull all the moisture out of it, right? And birds in general, they got one hole. Everything kind of in and out one hole. So they will absorb all that water out and basically make but it'll have, if you're eating mice and shrews and all that kind of stuff, it'll have fur and bone and all that kind of stuff in it. So you can very often see, are there feathers? Has it gotten a bird? What kind of stuff they've been eating from the owl pellets. Sorry if that's gross, but when you see a movie and like the Strider the ranger is going along and be like, oh yeah, the orcs went by a few days. It's that kind of stuff, whether it's scat, the animal poop out there, or their footprints, or if you can see them, or little bits of hair and all that help you kind of know, yeah, these animals are active in this area. And for me, when you're hoping with a camera to get out and find stuff, that go. I like the idea that that's owl poop. I just wish it would calm down. So we got all of our crops done. We traded a bit. I bet these guys are ready to go again. We don't really need the XP. But we'll take the emeralds. And it's getting to wind down time, so this works. We successfully filled a not quite 100% type stream, and hopefully it wasn't too miserable. I tried to tried to keep the energy up a little bit, even though we weren't doing the wildest of stuff. And we'll come back. We'll do something dramatically different tomorrow in Minecraft. And then we've got no, no, one more day. One more chance to have Mr. Key give us a new challenge, right? The one that we want for Junimo cards. So we're looking at it. We will definitely do that on Tuesday. And depending on how Mr. Key decides to treat us, we've got at a minimum 4 more, so 2 more weeks of this season of Stardew Valley to go, right? Because worst case, he never gives us another Junimo Kart challenge, and we just play out each week kind of as we have been, messing around, having fun, all that good stuff. If he gives us Junimo Kart and it's super lucky and all that, we can knock it out. Awesome. Then we're done. Same thing. We'll just see. But, if it takes us a couple days to get the right luck and we're playing Junimo Kart along the way, that could push out. So we could still be into February or something like that before we start the next game. And I'll look forward to any and all of that with you guys. But for now, it's almost nighttime again. Let's do that. Go back home. Drop off this owl poop. I wish Minecraft had owls. Dwarf Fortress has owls. Dwarf Fortress has, like, everything, though. All right. I'm not going to specifically designate that one and name it as owl poop. While that sounds awesome, it'll have to be another piece. Block! Wow, I was way off. All right. Well, there we go. Coal. Coal away. Don't think we never did need that many extra torches. And we okay, whew. It's like, tell me I didn't leave the toolbox somewhere. Away. We are set up. Well, we'll get food. We are set up for the next big adventure. Whatever that is tomorrow, we will find out together. I sure appreciate all of you guys that came to hang out today. Happy New Year's to anybody catching up on this on a VOD. I hope you had a safe, wonderful, and awesome holiday evening. If you partied with friends and all that, I hope it wasn't too rough the next day. We'll do it all again tomorrow, so be sure to hit that follow button if you're here on Twitch. Subscribe if you're over on YouTube so you guys will know when the content has dropped. And if you want to know in advance, you can join us live. Follow me on Twitter. I'm Habbage, Hambbage 1 over there on Twitter. Everywhere else, I'm just Habbage. Thanks again so much. Welcome to our new first-time chatter, Sonata MVP. You rock, and we'll catch you all again for the next one. Thanks, guys. Stay